with my alligator clamps, and they'll be right to go, hopefully. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's got an interesting one. I don't think this has ever been tried before, I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments if it's true or not. But the fuel pump here, so I've got the VX over here tarped up. I had it running some time ago, got it fired up after 3 years or so. Then in the fuel tank I added some additive in there because I didn't want to have to replace the fuel pump and pull the tank out again like I did on the VY and the SS, two other Commodores. I kept on firing it up, getting it going every now and again, keeping it all running that. And I went to do it one day and it wouldn't start. And I'm going, oh no, not a third fuel pump like this here. Pull the whole tank out. And when it doesn't run, you've got to jack it up basically to get it high enough. And I put it on car ramps to be safe. So this is not going. I tried another method, pulled the actual fuel lines off near the engine, pulled them off, or one of them off anyway, to see if fuel's coming out. And then tried the other one, so no fuel's coming out, so the pump in the VX must be stuffed. So I thought, what am I going to do? It's in a bad spot, I've got to jack it up and do the same process. Now I'd rather have it on concrete, just rather have it running for one so I can get it up on ramps, reverse it up. So that's where I thought, this pump here, just bought a cheap one off eBay, and I'm going to wire this up, in the bonnet, in the engine bay, and put this pump, submerge it into a new bucket with some fuel, just enough fuel, probably, I don't know, half a litre, because it only needs to come up to here. And I'm just going to wire it to the battery, and that's what I'm in the process of doing now. So the pump itself, in here, I've marked for the red wire and the black. So what am I going to do? The very top pin is for red. This is on this particular pump, and then down on the bottom, this one here down the very bottom, is the black. Okay, so I just did a test to get the pump running to see if this is going to work. Now remember, this is you got power here, and I'm going to have fuel near it. Okay, so you've got to be very careful. I don't suggest anyone doing this at home. This is just something that I'm trying, and I'm going to be very particular about what I'm doing. So just bring you around to the battery. Okay, so the hard part is to you can probably buy something to go in there, like, I don't know if you could, something like this doohickey here, but this isn't going to work, it's nothing like that. So what I've made up is I've got split pins. I don't know if you can see that. So, and I just welded two side by side. Hopefully they don't come apart. Two side by side, and I'm going to put them in to here, and I'll do it on my lap, but I've got to put the pins in, and that'll be somewhere for detachment of the battery. So I'll put this on my lap, and these prongs in here, they're very, very fine. Okay, so you don't want to go bashing around and sort of pushing them around, because you're going to stuff them, and you have to replace this unit. So be very gentle. Okay, so there you go. I just took my time. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but you can see I've got that pin in there. The reason I've welded two together is just to give it more stability, if that makes sense. It's very loose, it's just barely in there, but it should be enough for what I'm doing. So if this procedure lasts for a minute and a half, so I can get the vehicle in the shed, that's all I require. So I'm going to put the other one onto the black. So there we go, both are in. Now you just got to be careful you don't tap the two together when you're actually putting power to it. So I bought these a while ago, so I've got alligator clips, and I'm going to use them to attach like that. Okay, so to show that this works, I'll red onto the plus, black onto your negative, your minus. So we got red, and away we go. Excellent. Alright, so this is really badly cobbled together. So the two pins, I've taped them around and I've held the wire in. It's really heavy gauge wire, it's too heavy for this. So it wants to move these pins around and pop them off. So I've had to tape it all on. Extended the wires, very rugged, very rough, and you will see that it does work though. So power. So that's all. That's the plan. Put this in the bucket next to the battery in the vehicle, and then have in and out lines coming on here, and hopefully it fires. Time will tell, fingers crossed. Okay, so this was the 8, don't know if it's going to show on the camera there, 8mm, so it actually fits on. It's perfect for the fuel in, and it's a little bit small for the return, but for what I'm using, it's perfect. It fits perfectly, and I won't have to put any clamps on it, except for the other end of this, what I'm going to make up now, to adapt straight into the fuel lines in the engine bay. And what I've found, I kept some old filters. Once again, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to cut this off here, and this end should fit onto the engine bay wiring or fuel line. Should clip into the main one, and then I have, not going to use this, I'm going to cut this other end off, and hopefully that works. So I'll do that now. Ta-da! 2. So we're just taking the burr off so it doesn't cut the pipe or our fingers. I've never got the best background, like everything's blocking. It's not a studio, I suppose, so sorry about that, guys, but that's good. Okay, so we've got our this is fuel in, so it's got an F on it, and put that on now. So that's on there tight enough for what I need. That will just have to go into there. So I leave enough for the fitting on in the engine bay to come over. So I don't even know if I'm going to have enough. I might go take the one off the engine bay and do a dummy fit, see what we're at. Might help to show you guys what I'm doing. So I've got my tool and I've got to take off the fuel line. So the tool, hopefully that shows up. Hopefully. So you've got to get the tool in behind and you've got to sort of push and it helps release. Where you can get at it solidly, it's probably a good tool, but overall it's a piece of shit design, in my opinion. Because everything seizes, gets shit in there, and won't release. Like this. It's a pain in the ass. I had the wrong one, but this is the one probably. I had to grind it down to make it not as tall, so it would get into certain areas. That might be the one. There we go. So I had the wrong one on. Okay, so that clips right in a fair way. Okay, so that's that one. They haven't even got clearly marked, like in and out, so I'm going to be experimenting. So it's the smaller one for the VX, VT, VY. There we go. That's clipped in. And now, so yeah, and what this is doing, this tool, when it pushes in, it presses some wings or plastic or metal. It separates them, or does it separate them? Yeah, it separates them and it unlocks around this this lug here. This my finger's in the way. This lug. So they're both off. One's fuel in, one's fuel out, return, and this is air, I think, the other one here. So that's all I need. That's really good. Now I can test if my fitting is going to fit or suit. Try and put you guys in a half decent spot. Okay, there we go. Put it in my pocket. Steady, steady. Good boy, good boy. Okay, so that's one of the barbs that I cut off from the fuel filter, the old fuel filter. So, I am going to push my luck. So I don't know if you can see, there's not enough light, sorry guys. There's some clips in there, they spread apart. So I'm going to put this in. Don't know if I'm going to have enough to grip onto it to get it out, is the thing. I really need this to be longer. I might do a bit of welding. I think I've got some pipe that might fit this, so I can make it longer. Alright, so I found some crusty old pipe that I had, and I used this as a cleaning tool to get into the fuel tank on the both, I think, VY and the VT. I used it to get right over in the corner and clean and stir up the slurry and shit. So it's been out in the weather, it was brand new. So I'm going to cut enough off here and clean it up, and I'm going to weld it onto here and see if that gives me enough extension. So okay, so I just want enough pressure on these teeth just to stabilise it. I don't want to squash it, just enough to so I can cut it. Keep it nice and it's a bit flat through to there, so I'll do it here. Beautiful. A little bit longer. You never know. Can always cut a bit off. You wouldn't believe I was going to throw that bit of pipe out, but go clean these up and get into it. Good old wire wheel. Oh, yeah. Yep. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Not worried about it being too straight. I'm going to get it as good as I can. Tap and see how we go. And if anyone wants professional welding tips, go somewhere else, don't watch me. Alright, let's give this a bit of a hit. My dog comes into the scene. The other thing I don't care about is leakage. I don't care if it leaks at all either. It's not an issue for what I'm doing. So what I'm doing with the gun too, guys, the trigger, I'm just basically going off and on really quick just to give it a tack, and that's it. Otherwise I'll definitely blow through, and my settings are right down low as well. Mainly doing it here because it's up high. I'm not bending over and kneeling down for once. Just taking my time. One in the thong. Yeah, there. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I am not giving the trigger a long enough hold. That's why it's doing what it's doing. It's arcing out and sticking. Trying to give it a little bit more trigger, but don't want to be too much. So very, very crudely. That's not going to separate. It's just how waterproof, how fuel proof it is. So I'll give that a grind up. And this is my pressure test for both of them. That's the finished product there.
and I'm just trying to blow through and see if I can hear any air. So that's my pressure test done. Do it yourself. It's probably going to piss out small orifice everywhere and fine bits of fine fuel. Fine fuel will be spraying everywhere, but time will tell. Alright, so here's the other one. And I'll go test fit them now. And so I've cleaned this as I should have cleaned that up a bit more. Yeah, I'll go clean that one there a bit more up, but this one's nice and smooth. So I'll test fit it. You can hear it go click. If it's the same size, I might have it wrong. Ah, there it goes, it locked in. It's because it's actually got rust and shit. You can see down, and the light's going to show it. You can see the rust in there, so I was going to spray it. I wasn't going to spit on it, but I should have sprayed it with something. So at least that works. That is really good. So I'll take that off, and hopefully this works as well. So pushing in, and that should have been enough to release your beauty. Excellent. That's what I'll do. I'll give them a bit of a squirt with some WD-40. Excellent. Wonder if I should test the other one. I should do. I'll get some WD-40 and test that as well. Okay, a bit of a squirt. Bit of a squirt. Oh, you hear it go click in that time. That's much better. Much better. The small-ended tool. That's nice. Look at that. Oh, is it going to release it? Hold it in a bit longer. I'm getting too excited to see if this is actually going to bloody work, to be honest. So that one's good. Click. You can hear that snap in. And pushing. See, when I've got lots of room to use this tool, it's pretty good, and where everything's lubed up, not all corroded and got dirt and silt and shit in there, it works quite well. But it's when you're in a tight spot, it's just a prick of an idea, my opinion. There we go. I will go get the battery, stick the battery in. Getting close now. So I've plugged one in. And I haven't researched which is the in and which is the out either. I can just take them off if need be. But here's the second one. So that's all hooked up. Like it's not a 10mm. So as I was saying, they're hooked up. So one's in, one's feeding in, one's feeding out. At the moment, the black one's the inline, and this is the return. Got that clamped on. Found another bit of hose I can use for now. That should hold. It shouldn't blow off, I'm hoping. Come up, our wiring was all done. I've got it in a Tom Sauce container. I'll put some fuel in that last. I've got it hooked up here. It's stable enough just to drive around. I just got to hook the battery up with my alligator clamps, and they'll be right to go, hopefully. We'll go get some fuel, take the tarp off. All right. Battery is okay. Positive on first, and this is going to work straight away actually. Oh. I might put a clamp on as well. Okay, let's hope this time it all holds. like I said, it's got holes in it everywhere. Okay, so it's all there now. Fire. Yeah, baby. Yes. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Excellent. Excellent. It worked. 3 hours later, just about 3 hours. Wow. That is awesome. So now I can move this car. You know, like I'll lose a bit of fuel maybe, but I can move the car out, back it into the shed, and have an easier job of taking the fuel tank out, because that's what it is. It's got to be the fuel pump stuff. So yeah, old school setup. Doing this. The pumps at the front, bypass it from the back tank. So yeah, really good. And I've got a shout out to Derek from Vice Grip's Garage. Watching him, what he does, really good. It's been helpful. And David FREIBURGER, of course, and his mate Shifted Garage. Been watching them lately, going gangbusters. Good on them. So yeah, really happy with that. Yeah, just with odds and ends, and a bit of thinking how. Yeah, so I'll fuel this up, because it's going to keep. It's not going to take much, but at least it works. And I'm going to move it out. So I'll set the camera up the way, guys, and I'm going to move this out. Take 369. Whew. Done guys. So it's close fit there. I'm going to put something underneath that to stabilise it. So we're up and done. You beauty. Whew. Wow. Get hooked. Okay, that's it, up and done. So disconnect that. So I think I went through about 8 litres of fuel to get from A to B, but it's done. It's yeah, really good. So that's the whole aim of it. Completed. Whew. Wow, where'd you go? So yeah, really happy with that. I can get to that fence because that's one of the reasons that fence is going to be replaced soon. I didn't want this to have more problems to get stuck, get harder to get out. And what else? Yeah, that's the main reason. Just so it's still moving, so it's still easy to move and it's still running. Yeah, that's the whole aim. So that fuel pump, it's like the second one. This one I didn't want to be doing, but anyway, guys, if you enjoyed that, thanks for watching. If you stuck around to the very end, greatly appreciate anyone that has been subscribing. As I say, it is really crucial for the channel, and it's really helpful, and I really appreciate it. So if you want to see more like this, stick around. The next one, the way it's positioned, we're probably going to have to be doing the fuel pump on this next, so that might be the next episode, and then back onto the, you can see it behind me, the white BT. Continuing on with the dints on top, still waiting for a tool to do that, and some other rust. So really appreciate anyone that's hung around to the very end, and give a like and share it to some friends. If you have a friend or a mate that's got an old commie, any vehicle really, it's going to be, you can do the same process. I can't see why not. But anyway, it's done and dusted. I'll disconnect the battery. Stay tuned for more, guys. Thanks, I really appreciate it.